Welcome to Spa in the prototype Orca or Orica. I'm not too sure how to pronounce this car, but it is a car I've not driven before, and I thought, why not give it a try? The guy in front did not give it a try. They decided that the bathroom break, possibly. I'm not too sure, but I was actually quite surprised as well on top of that the touring car started at the same time as us, so I nearly got bundled in by all the touring cars. Thankfully, that was not the case. But we are, well, I would say last, not including the car that we got to start, but we are pretty much dead last in the race. Compared to what there was in the lobby, I expected more people to be in the race. I think there was in total 21 of us in the lobby. That's from Group 1 and Group 2. And I think the majority was in Group 1. So I'm actually quite surprised that there's only really a handful of us starting the race. Now, again, this is the first time driving this car, and I'm actually surprised at how well it handles. It is really good. I haven't done any tune to this car because I didn't know what settings to adjust by, and I just hopped in the race. This is vanilla default car, and it handles ever so well for being totally standard. Now, as you can see, the two cars up in front are battling each other a little bit, and I'm still trying to find my feet in this race. I'll take up the inside move here, brake a little bit early. Thankfully I did, because I'm sure Bonnet Up Potter would have been very frustrated with me, although they would have took themselves out or pretty much cutting me off on the corner as he swiftly moved over to the left and closed the door on me. Yep. Up the inside they go and pretty much hammer Male Muffin out of the way. So I move out of the way of Male Muffin. Thankfully though, I don't get a penalty for going off track there, although I may have overreacted a little bit. I was actually more surprised at how quickly that car turned and how wide it went. So yeah, still trying to find my feet. Sending it down here flat out. And really not making much ground on the cars in front, but thankfully I can pretty much take this corner flat out, and I move up the inside of Male Muffin here, braking at the 150 meter marker, down to second gear, maybe a little bit early in this car. I do see Bonnet Up Potter moving off the track, and then they mess up. Thankfully didn't take anybody else with them and left themselves to themselves, and we are now on the podium, position 3. We are 8.9 seconds, 9 seconds away from the car up in front, and M6 Connor is 12 seconds away, so that is not the best of starts up to now. Furthermore, I wasn't too sure what tyres to choose from, so I picked what everybody else picked, and that was mediums. I know it says 3 times tyre wear, but I have been mistaken before, and I wasn't 100% sure on how long these tyres will last on this type of car. So, sending it down here flat out, braking at the 100 meter marker and down the third gear and turning in. I really need to try and break away from Male Muffin behind and try and catch up to the cars up in front. Easier said than done. They're not too far ahead, as you can see, just come out of the corner up ahead. It doesn't look far, but 9.9 seconds away, 10 seconds away. I am being a little bit slow at the moment. Hopefully though, this slowness will soon pass and I can actually get there a little bit quicker. As we start settling in for the night shift, we have gained a little bit of time from the car up in front. They are now 8.7 seconds away, but M6 Connor is still eking away from us right now. They are 16.3 seconds away. Male Muffin behind is now 7.4 seconds away, so we are in quite a neutral stale area where I can just keep pressing on and hopefully make some ground back. Oh, there we go. That's really not helpful, facing the wrong way on the track. Thankfully though, we've only lost, I'd say, about 5 seconds. I say thankfully, that's really dreadful, but I've got to keep smiling. 5 seconds, it's 6 seconds really, because it was just under 9 seconds away and we're 15 seconds away now. Ah, dear me. Sometimes this car can bite you a little bit. Say it handles exceptionally well, except for that moment right there. Braking at the 100 meter board, down to third gear and turning in. Now we don't have to just find 9 seconds, we have to find 15 of them just to catch up to position 2 and 23 seconds to catch up to position 1. Now, I didn't go into this race expecting to win because it's my first time ever driving this car. But I also didn't expect to be on podium either. I expected more, obviously, the cars to be in this race. And this is the theme I wanted to talk about, of the problem that endurance racing has in general. Now, like I said at the beginning of the race, there was a good 12 or 13 of us for this Group 1, or the lobby that I'm in as the prototype series. Then the race started and we was down to 6 of us in total, which is really a lot to lose at the start of the race. So I'm not too sure why many people quit. Then during this race, more people started to quit. So as you can see, although Male Muffin behind is only 3.9 seconds away, obviously thanks to the incident I managed to have all by myself, the car behind him, who was the one that span earlier on, is no longer to be found. Now, they have not quit the race, but they are in the race fully ghosted, and I think the AI is just driving them around as I go really far off track. And thankfully, I didn't get a penalty for that one. I was going to say thank you, I got a penalty for that, but I didn't. So yeah, heading back, they quit the race. As you can see right now, M6 Connor up in front is 21.4 seconds away, which sounds like a lot, but that could be a make or break of pit. Now M6 Connor has disappeared. And it doesn't say at the top they quit the race, so I'm not sure whether they quit, shut the console down or the computer down. They had an issue, a connection issue, and left the race. Not too sure at all what happened there, but that is another person down, and I'm now in position 2. Now, we have this bit of fresh air around us. I'd like to take a moment out to thank our channel members, which are Andy Good, Jeff Anderson, DMC Motorsport Cinematic, Daniel Adams, John Burns, and AK47. Thank you guys for supporting the channel. And if you're enjoying what you're watching here, why not hit that subscribe button down below? Heading back to what I was previously saying though, I know sometimes there is funkiness that goes on, people get disconnected, things like that. But how many disappeared from joining a race, not just in this group, but in the TCR group as well? It's really astounding, and again, it is a big shame. It's funny, as I was going lap after lap as well, and overtaking the TCR cars, because obviously these cars are a little bit quicker, there was less and less cars as I was going around the track that I was able to overtake. And then you start to recognize the same 2 or 3 cars, and so it doesn't just affect one group, it affects both groups. Oh look, we're catching up to one of the ghosted cars, Succulent Fleet up behind us now, who is fully ghosted. But yeah, like I was saying, it's affecting everybody, and everybody's quitting a race. So when you first started off an endurance race, there's 20 plus of you. Usually towards the end, you'll be lucky if there's a handful of you at the end from both groups. And I think that is the biggest drawback for the endurance series. I could be totally wrong, of course, and if you're having a different experience, let me know down in the comments below. Coming up to 20 odd minutes into the race, about 21 minutes into the race, I managed to overtake position 1, which is Kilo Bruton, if I'm sorry if I butchered your name there. But they did pit and lap before me, and I was choosing to go for one more stint and see if I can make these tyres last. As you can see now, they are 4 seconds away as I'm entering the pits. Now, the plan for this pit entrance is I have 9 laps of fuel left. I know I'm going to have to fill up again because the tank is not big enough to last a whole 1 hour stint. So I'm going to go for hard tyres this time and put a full tank of fuel in this car. Because hopefully when I pit again later on, I won't have to put any more fuel in, thus saving time. And I managed to make these medium tyres last 20 minutes. So hopefully I can make the hard tyres last a little bit longer, and at the latter half of the race I can go into softs. Realizing now I should have really had a better strategy for tyre wear than I do at the precise moment. Position 2, Male Muffin up in front must have been on hard tyres to begin with, because they have chosen not to pit. So they might be have a better play than I do. Kilo Bruton up in front in position 1. may have gone on to medium tyres again. I'm not too sure, but they are at the moment 23 seconds away, which is a huge amount of time to be behind. So my idea is if I can make these tyres last, I may not have to pit as often as, say, position 1, but I'll also may be able to catch up to position 2 if they're still on the hard tyres and making them last a little bit longer and try and close that door. I think, to be honest, I'm actually clutching at straws here because I totally messed up this tyre strategy fully. There's no two ways about it. The only way to really claw back some time, hopefully, is if position 1 falls off the track. I know when I go into the pit, well, when Male Muffin goes in the pits, it's going to take him about 30 seconds in the pits. That will be me 20, maybe 15, 20 seconds ahead of them at that precise time. Me being on hard tyres, depending on what time they pit, they may have to pit again, they may make it last, I'm not too sure. We'll soon find out when we get there. They're only 13 seconds away at the moment, and I'm only 23 seconds away from position 1. At least I'm not last though. I mean, sucking out, whatever. Position 4 is 548.7 seconds away from us right now. So if I do have a mistake, at least I know they're not going to be able to catch up too quickly. Really clutching the straws here, flat out through that corner right now, which is brilliant for this car. Braking just after the 150 meter mark and down to second gear. Surprisingly enough though, this lap here is where massively caught up to Male Muffin up in front, so they must have been extending those tyres for as long as they could, because I think they've pretty much lost themselves a good 12 to 13 seconds there by extending those tyres. Thus, by the time they come out of the pits, they might be close to 30 seconds behind me, which is a real lot of time to lose. But they will gain that time back, because if they can make their second set of tyres also last 30 minutes, they're not going to have to pit at the second half of this race, where I am going to have to pit at the second half of this race, and I am going to go on to softs, if providing I can make these last long enough. Kilo Bruton up in front, who is now 25 seconds away. I'm actually thinking they might be on medium tyres, and hopefully if they are medium tyres and I'm correct, I haven't lost too much time from them. Thus they're going to have to pit relatively soon. I reckon in the next 10 minutes they're going to have to pit again, so that will bring my time closer to theirs, and then me and Kilo Bruton will... Nope, he won't have to pit again actually. I will have to pit, so yeah, I'll lose that time again. Anyway, waffling on and not actually thinking ahead before I speak. We are in position 2, 25 seconds away from position 3, gaining a bit more time as the system is trying to calculate how far away they are. So yeah, about 26 seconds, 25 seconds in the pit, which is actually a very short pit time, to be honest. There's certainly no Laguna or Daytona pit. So really, to make sure that Male Muffin doesn't manage to get ahead, I'm going to have to keep the hammer down, and hopefully that will be enough that when I go into the pits that they won't be able to overtake. And if they are close to overtake, hopefully when me being on soft tyres at the end of the race and them being on very worn hard tyres, I might actually be able to take that position back. You see, that might be on the map, the ghosted car right there. It's hard to judge really. 27 seconds might sound like a lot away, but when you see him on the map, it really is not a lot away. Braking at the 150 meter board, down to second gear, turning in, and position 1 is 24.1 seconds away with a 0.076 penalty. No idea what that means in numerical numbers, in time or anything like that. Thankfully, I have the lowest penalty. Oh, they've got a really big penalty now, 0.108. Oh, they quit. Oh, that's another one down. So I'm now in position 1. Position 2, Male Muffin, is 29 seconds away. Position 3 don't really count. So there's 2 of us left in this race, and we are 28 minutes remaining, or 29, just under 29 minutes remaining. Yeah. Thankfully though, we have a great set of tyres on us, almost full tank of fuel, and a dream to hold on to position 1. With less than 20 minutes remaining, Male Muffin is 31.12. about 31.7 to 32 seconds away from us right now. Still not managed to gain any more penalties, which is brilliant. Tyres are, I would say, about 35% worn, and it's still dark. Like, seriously, this is an hour-long endurance race. I thought it was a 24-hour cycle. We started in the evening, and this whole race has been pretty much in the dark. It's like, come on, someone turn on the light outside so we have a bit of sun. It's getting a bit, yeah, it's a bit much now. Coming down here just after the 50-meter board, touch of the brakes down the 4th gear, about 105 miles per hour through there. Got to be very careful not to run wide on that corner of the track. It really is easy to do so. But thankfully, like I said, we are now 32 seconds away from Male Muffin, and if we can keep that time away from them, when we come out the pits, they may just overtake us, or they may just be behind us. It's going to be a really tough call to make. But thankfully, they also have actually quite a large penalty, 0.041. Again, no idea what that means. What I also like, and I don't know, you're going to have to let me know down in the comments below if you agree with it, but I'd like a lap counter. Just a normal lap counter. I have no idea what lap I'm on, and yeah, I can sit there and map it out, but I have no idea what my best lap is at the moment without hitting the start bar and having a look at what I'm setting at the moment. It'd be great, you know, just have what my best lap is just below somewhere, or somewhere between the mirror where it says penalty and my lap set and how many laps I've done up to now. It's just little things like that, because yeah, I have no idea where I am. I think though, it might be getting lighter. The track seems to be getting lighter, the sky seems to be getting lighter. It's only taken a good 40 minutes of pure nighttime racing. With less than 15 minutes left of this race, the sun is up, thankfully, and there's the ghosted car again. Well, at least they stayed in the race. Front tyres are on minor wear, the rear tyres are not going to be far behind. I think it's going to be time to pit. I wanted to maximise as long as I can on these hard tyres. Medium tyres are lasting about 15-20 minutes, so soft tyres should last between 10 and 15. That's a guess, I'm hoping. So with 13 minutes in, I'm pretty much halfway in there. Hopefully these, again, soft tyres will last the last stint of the race. I'm also 30 odd seconds away from Male Muffin behind, and I don't need fuel. It might work out that I come out of the pits in front of them, and I'm putting bronze wheels on. Anybody ever noticed that? Bronze wheels? And then they somehow the colour of the car. Yep, little things like that I do notice, and I find it quite weird how they're putting bronze wheels on and they're not bronze. Anyway, coming out of the pits and straight down the road, Male Muffin is behind. I presume they might be coming around that final corner, well, first corner right now, and we are now also behind a touring car up in front, so thankfully we're behind them on the straight, and I might be able to catch them up on the straight. Not too sure now. This car is relatively fast, but it's surprising really when you match them up how fast the touring cars are as well. Coming up behind, the Lavorg up in front seems to be a bit of tail out happiness. Maybe their tyres are quite worn. Better give them a bit of breathing space, make sure that I'm not pushing them. They gave me plenty of room to undertake. Thank you very much, sir. Much appreciated right there. And coming around this corner in second gear, these soft tyres were really, really gripping. Male Muffin is 14 seconds behind me. Now, I do go off track. Oh, there we go. The flea quit. It's only taken them 49 minutes. Oh dear me. What's the point? You might just stay for the last 10 minutes. I don't know. Anyway, coming around here, 15 seconds away from Male Muffin behind. These soft tyres are really insane grip-wise. It was a whole different world from what I've been driving all night up to now. Even compared to the mediums, it's brilliant. Really feel confident in these tyres. And it does show my lap times, because now I'm 16 seconds away from Male Muffin behind, and as the confidence grows, the more I can keep pushing this car. But we are with 10 minutes remaining of this race right now, and there we are 17.5 seconds away from Male Muffin now. It's insane how good these tyres are. I wonder if Male Muffin's going to have to pit, because it's going to be very hard final 10 minutes on those worn hard tyres. Less than 4 minutes remaining of the race, Male Muffin did go into the pits, and I presumed they would have gone on to soft tyres. But you see how much time it's cost them. They are now 54 seconds away. But I would like to add, my tyres are scarily worn. I did expect them to last a little bit longer than what they have done up to now. But we do have 54 seconds to play with within 3 minutes of lap time remaining. So that's a lap and a half, I guess, give or take some. I did manage to find a few more penalties, though. I have now 0.029 miles worth of penalties. No idea what that means in time, so I'm going to say a second to a second and a half of penalties in total. Just a guess, really. From what I've seen also, there's obviously 2 of us left, and I think there's 3 touring cars left. 2 Lavorgs and 1 Mercedes-Benz. No idea what position everybody's in, but there we are. You see 1 on the map right now. There's 2 on the map. There's 2 being close together throughout the whole race, give or take, and the third one's been off on their own little tangent. Whether they're in P1 or the P3, I presume, if they're last, not too sure. Not really noted it as I've overtaken them. But as you can see, these soft tyres, although they are quite worn, are still really, really grippy. I cannot believe it. This car is insane to drive, and it's been an absolute blast. I'm not going to lie. I don't know why I've been so absent from them, or it's safe to say scared of them. Not too sure, because they are actually really user friendly, and I expected them to be a lot more of a handful. But yeah, call me silly, whatever you like, I don't mind. Flat out down here, coming over to the curb, and I'm flat out through this corner now, and I just need a bit more power. I could have really used a lot more of the track. I'm even braking later down the second gear and turning in. That's how much more confident I am on these tyres. They're insane, even though they're quite heavily worn. 1 minute 30 remaining as we cross over the line. We are 58 seconds away from position 2, which again is an insane amount of time. And I'm such a shame that position 1 didn't stay in the race, because I'd love to know where I would have came with position 1 as well. Would they have still beaten me by 30 plus seconds? Would I have caught up to him? You know, it's just a shame that everybody does leave. Of course, there are life effects, and sometimes not everybody can commit to an hour. And while also, sometimes you commit to an hour and something comes up that's unexpected. But it's such a large amount of people that do leave the race. I think, again, it's such a shame, because it would be incredibly great if everybody stayed. And that's not just including the group I'm in. That's also including the opposing group, which is, for at the moment, TCR. You know, I'd love to be able to overtake more TCR cars, a big pack of them, and see what it's like to try and work your way through a big pack of TCR cars as I lose control, hit the wall, and think, do you know what? Great way to end the race. And I've also got aerial footage of it, because that helicopter was flying over just at the right time. Sadly, though, the replay system is still under blink, and it only records for a maximum of 20 minutes, so we have no replay for this race. Crossing over the finish, position 1, 111 miles in the total. See what I mean? How many people has quit the race? Let's see, I was right. 3, oh, so a Lavorg, a Mercedes-Benz, and an Audi left for the touring cars. Oh well, we won the race. Would you still count that as a win, though everybody else quit? Let me know down in the comments below. Thank you all for watching. See you all next time. Goodbye.